I get to you. In fact, I just want to update our viewers that the visuals that you see on the right is a presentation that's taking place between the Prime Minister and Mr. Macron, and they are viewing the India, Middle East, Europe corridor. The PM, of course, looking after Indian interests, has greatly stressed on the importance of ports in this project. And as you can see, both the leaders are involved in this animated discussion, and it is going to be a presentation full of ideas which will benefit both the nations. General Asthana, there's plenty to pick from. There are plenty of topics and consensus to choose from when it comes to India and France. Out and out, which one are you most excited about? Is it the nuclear energy? Is it about the Consulate General in Marseille? Or is it the overall bonhomie and the partnership, allegory that we have seen by both the leaders?
See, the relationship with France is far too important than, I think, breaking it down to one or two issues. Certainly, energy is important. Same is the case of the defense equipment. France is second largest supplier as of today of defense equipment to India. Similarly, we are also looking at the sustenance of that equipment. In terms of, we are looking at the Rafales, another 26 Rafales, and then the MRO facilities, the maintenance, repair, and overhaul facilities to be established in India, so that not only the Indian Rafales, but the Rafales which France has supplied to countries around India, that can also be taken care of from India. So that's another issue. If I have to look at strategically, France, I think they were the first ones with whom we established the strategic partnership. This term started from them. Thereafter, if we look at their deployment and their interest in Indian Ocean, they are the resident power of Indian Ocean and also the Pacific Ocean. They have a real estate in this part of the world. So therefore, when India looks at Quad and many other engagements, we also look at the partnership of France with equal interest and would like to combine the two as well. Similarly, when we are looking at the partnerships, it's going into multifarious directions. I think it's one of the earliest developed countries which has adopted our UPI, and you can make transactions straight away from your barcode in Eiffel Tower as of today. So that's people-to-people contact. The amount of tourists which are getting into France, I think India is the second largest country. The numbers are second largest from India. Similarly, when we are looking at many other missions, the solar mission was also, I think, started by these two countries, and same is the case with the present issues. Now, as you rightly mentioned about the IMEC, and you broke the news, they are sitting in a port city, and that port city perhaps would be the last destination of IMEC. And therefore, we are looking at that connectivity to come from India and straight to the port city where they are. And that's one of the major ports in the Mediterranean. Similarly, we are also looking at when we talk of Consulate General, it is not that, that it's one more which has been opened. The fact is that there is a need there, and the number of, so business must be increasing, and so must be the numbers, and so must be the consular services required. And that's why it is there. Otherwise, it won't have been there at the first place. So that gives a positive indicator as to where the relationship is going and where perhaps these two countries are steering together. Now, a very important part I will take off from where Ambassador Sajjan had left. See, we know that we do not have fossil fuel enough for the country. We know that the requirement is increasing. We also know that our energy is going to increase, and therefore clean energy is the option. And when we look at clean energy, the biggest partner is appearing to be France, because when it comes to solar energy and when it comes to the thermonuclear plants, he explained in great detail about the utility of those thermonuclear plants. The fact is that when we are looking at, see, once thermonuclear plant is established in the country, there is no supply chain required. It is there giving us energy in situ to all our energy requirements. And therefore, more are the number of plants and more are the number of private players who can give us the plants. I think that would help. So energy certainly is a most crying requirement for India. And out of all the issues which you mentioned, I think energy certainly becomes very important. And anyone who can cooperate with us in energy sector, and more so creating an indigenous source of energy, I think that would perhaps be most important to us, Vineet.
You're absolutely right, sir. I'm going to go back to Ambassador Sajjanhar.